Sentimentality is the only thing that will ever save your life. I know that sounds extreme, that sounds drastic, but if you have no sense of like softness within you, something that you think about and you feel very much so attaches to what I would call very wu-wei, but I like using wu-wei terms because I feel like wu-wei is so much better than a religious aspects of things, but it connects to your energy, your frequency, your soul. Soul feels a bit more religious, so let's use spirit instead. But that sentimentality, that thing that touches you, also indicates what kind of person you are, what like actually matters to you, what actually touches you. So when you get sentimental about things, especially memories and even possessions, I feel like those are the things you should be investigating for your entire life and keep on finding things like that because I want to be sentimental about the entire world. I want to think about the world as a place that I have, created treasures and places that my heart feels the softest it can be. And I know this sounds very frivolous and um, inconsequential. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, I had to think about the word for a second. But I realized a lot of things that matter to me personally are considered by the external world, by the environment, inconsequential and unimportant. But to me, they matter a lot, and I really care about these things. Certain possessions, certain journals, certain people, certain places. I want to keep them so deep into my heart that I never let go of them and they die with me. They will always die with me in some aspect. And the feelings that's all I can leave this earth with, I think. The feelings I ever had for people, the love I ever had for people, that's all I can ever give and that's all I'll ever have. The relationships I have with people, I know, extremely sentimental, extremely mushy gushy, but I think it's the only reason I enjoy life so much. It's not because I have excess of possessions or material wealth or all these things. I just care about things that matter to me, that have memories with me, that have made me feel the most loved, because that's what I think sentimentality is all about. I think we've gotten into a culture that's more material obsessed, and I think it's always been the case, but this time it's on the rise where it feels like it's almost a global thing. I feel like in the past, at least, you'd have like people that would have that material obsession, but they wouldn't be out, like they wouldn't be everywhere. A lot of times because mass consumption and mass production hadn't been like the boom that it is right now. You had to create a lot of things. You had to really take time to, bond over things that you've created or things that you can only have a limited amount. So I really don't think it's an excess of material. If anything, it's a scarcity of material that makes you sentimental about a certain material. You don't have much of it. I'm not saying you should have less of the thing you care about. That's kind of going to counter what I've been saying. But I think the things that you care about never really come in excess. They come in small increments, in small moments, as time goes by, as the ages keep on moving, as your lifespan keeps on, expanding. You find things over time that, represent a certain time, represent a certain moment, and they could be people, they could be material, they could be, but I think the pursuit of that instead of the pursuit of material gain, it doesn't even have to be something physical. It's just that a lot of the times those are the only things I can speak about. It could be a phrase that you have with a friend or a certain inside joke that you have that you're sentimental about that you would never share with anyone else. Because sentimentality has a lot to do with privacy. It's a lot to do with this thing is mine in a way. You don't necessarily possess it in a way, but it possesses you in a way. And you let it possess you because when it possesses you, you feel loved, you feel cared for, you feel soft, you feel, gentle, you feel so many emotions that reveal your vulnerable humanity. And I think a lot of the times we've just gotten very used to how flashy is it, how expensive is it the latest thing, is it like thing that everyone craves and desires. I think sentimentality has nothing to do with anyone else but you. How you've decided to put value into something. It really puts you in the driver's seat of what you deem valuable or not. But looking for everyone else's opinion doesn't make it as sentimental. I'm not saying it can't be, but a lot of the times it really isn't. Because once the external people don't care about that thing that you once people on the outside world don't care about that thing that you put so much care into because everyone else cared about, I don't think the care lasts very long, you know? Maybe it might remind you of the trend or the phase or the thing that's passing, but there's something about it being just for you, it being just for someone and you, not more than just one, just you or someone else, not a third person even, just you and someone else. That sentimentality, that's when it gets really even richer and deeper because you spent time with that person intimately, or not always person. Sometimes it could be a pet, but it comes in so many varieties. But a lot of the times, it touches your heart on such a level that you know no one else could relate to, you know, or only a certain person or certain pet even. Well, I don't know how you translate emotions to pets, but I think everyone knows what I mean. Just listen to your heart more when you're trying to find what matters to you, I guess. I'm speaking to myself more than anyone else, but if it felt like something spoke to you, think about it.